And we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm teacher Kasie, and today I am here with Sydney. Hey, Sydney, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
I'm so excited to finally meet you, I guess, in person or face to
I know
face.
technology is such a weird thing, isn't it? We get to know people and never actually interact.
Yeah, that's like some of our friends, like that I've been teaching with for years. We've been friends here, like I would totally like invite them over. Hey, come have a sleepover. And I've
Right.
never met them in person, but we've been friends for years. So I think
The
that's kind of
military is a very similar way. You connect because you have something in common and then
right.
you never actually physically meet in person because it's not feasible at the time.
Right. Awesome. So, guys, this is live. If you are here, feel free to put questions in the chat box. And if you have questions later, I will try to get them out to Sydney and ask her what she thinks, and I will answer them below. Let's see. Hey, Mary, it's so nice to see you. She said, excited to be here. Can't wait to learn about Sydney's book and hear about her process as an author. You rock. Mary is another VIP kid teacher. So,
Oh, wonderful. Very cool.
all right, let's get started. Let me pull up my questions because, I will jump around if I don't. So, all right, so before we get to the first part, the intro to your book, can you let us know a little bit about yourself and how did you and I meet?
Yeah. So you and I met through VIP Kid Mom Facebook group. It's become not about VIP Kid anymore. It's a mom group. I'm
Right?
probably the most supportive mom group on Facebook, really.
It's a good
Um,
one.
it really is. I've found very, very, supportive friends in that group. And
Mhm.
so yeah, so I'm originally from Oxford, Mississippi, and that's where my husband and I met.
Okay.
And we got married, and then he just like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to this recruiter about the army. And I was like, oh, that sounds not great. I mean, you can talk to whoever you want, but and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go take this test. And I was like, okay, you're probably gonna fail that. You can go take the test. And it's the ASVAB. I didn't know anything. I was, so far removed from the military. And he came back, he's like, I get to pick any job that I want. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, okay. And so he joined the army. He went into satellite communications, which was such a great field for him.
Great.
Very different from what he was doing. And so yeah, so then he shipped off to basic training, and then I went and joined him at his follow-up training for his actual job. And so that's kind of the background of that. And so that's kind of where the story was born. I had adopted Mojo prior to us being married. And so when Mojo went to see him at training, I was like, oh, I should write this book. That's
Can
kind
I
of like,
show them Mojo from your book?
absolutely,
I can. Okay.
absolutely.
I didn't know what I was allowed to show. So, guys, Sydney already sent me her book, and it is so cute. And let's see if you can see. This is Mojo. Oh, wrong way. There we go. That's Mojo. And she's got like a dedication page and about her. So, so cute.
Yes, very
So you
cute
can
dog.
learn about Mojo in her book. Let's see. I see. Hey, Mandy, thanks for coming. How did I miss that group? Oh, yeah, VIP Kid Moms. I don't know. I've been a part of it for a long time.
Long time. And I don't know if they've closed it to new people or not. I can go
Yeah, I
look.
don't know.
Because it's no longer about VIP Kid.
Yeah.
I mean, when we first started, no, it's still there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
VIP
Yeah,
Kid Mom, it
VIP.
has the little
Oh,
VIP Kid
Mama,
Dino at the
I
top.
know.
Very great group.
It's so sweet. So I don't know if you know, but my husband and I were both military, but we were
Oh, wonderful.
opposite. We took our ASVAB and everything in high school and then just
Okay.
went straight in,
It went
got
straight in.
married, prom, everything, and went together. So,
That's such a great plan, honestly. And if you can do all 20 years and retire, it's such a great retirement plan as
yeah,
well.
we
Um,
didn't, but we got out and still worked for them.
and
So,
still, yes. So yes, my husband actually got his DD 214, which is the paper for getting
yeah.
out last week. So we are
Oh,
officially
tell him
out of the
congrats.
army. So I finished the book just in time. It took me 8 years,
Nice.
but I got it done.
Great job. So, what was your why for joining VIP Kid? Did
Yeah.
you just?
So he was in the army. He got shipped off to some training.
Mhm.
And while he was gone, we were in the coastline of Georgia, and a hurricane was coming. And so I had to evacuate. And so I loaded up the dog and the cat and my sign, and we went and lived with my sister And so he was going to be gone for 4 weeks at that time. And so I was like,
Okay.
well, I might as well just stay with my sister. And so I told her, I was like, hey, did you know of anybody hiring? And there was a school, it was a school for students with dyslexia, and they
Okay.
needed a temporary tutor to fill in because one of their teachers had quit. And so I started working with them. It was the perfect job from 9 to 2. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and it paid really well. And so I did that. And then they hired another teacher, and then she didn't show up.
Oh,
And I kept going. And then they hired another teacher, and she called. She's like, hey, I got a different job, so I'm not going to take this one.
oh
And
no.
so they kept telling me that they'd hired someone, and then they called me the next day. Can you come back in? Can you come back in? And so
You're an
I was like,
exciting
okay. So I
fan.
ended up, it was supposed to be 3 weeks. I ended up staying for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And so then the third teacher, she stopped because the woman who ran the school, her son was the main student, the reason why she started the
Oh, okay.
school. And she's like, is it me? And I was like, no, it's not you at all. It's just, people are having to pick, what's the best fit for them. And, you
Yeah.
just hadn't quite made it. And so the last teacher that stayed, her son was on the spectrum, and she was really, very understanding of the students and their struggles. And she was just the perfect fit. It really worked out great.
Yeah.
And so then when I got back home, I was like, well, what can I do from home? And I started looking, and somebody that was friends with my mom had just started teaching with VIP Kid. And
Okay.
so I applied, not expecting to get hired, because this was at the height of VIP Kid in like 2017, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
I
so
started 17 or 18. So yeah.
yeah, so the onboarding was a long process, and then they were very picky about the teachers that they were taking, so I really expected to not make it. And so then I started teaching within the next month. It really worked out. So that was kind of what led. I was like, oh, I love teaching. I really love being involved in that environment and helping kids. And so
Yeah.
VIP could translate it to like doing it at home, doing it around my son's schedule, and all of that. So it worked out. And then I just, for some reason, could not maintain students with VIP Kid, and so I ended up getting hired with Go Go Kid,
Uh-huh.
and then Dada
Yeah.
Kid as well. And I ended up doing the best with Dada Kid. And
Oh,
then when China changed their laws about the curriculum and who they could hire and
yeah.
stuff, those two companies just dissolved. They were not able to pivot like a VBI Kid could.
I kept saying in my videos, like, if anybody's going to be able to pivot, it's going to be VIP Kid because they're big,
Right.
they've got funding. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And they had the government backing them, because there was a
Yeah.
lot of laws that came out where VIP Kid had already started implementing something, and then it became a law. And so then the
Yeah.
other companies were struggling to keep up. So you could tell that VIP Kid had lots of government
They
influence.
had a leg up.
Yes, they did.
They did. So let's see. My last question about VIP Kid or online teaching, then we'll get into the book. So, do you have any memorable moments, good or bad, with teaching online?
Oh my goodness. It was such an interesting like window into their culture,
Hmm.
because you really get to see home life and kind of when the guard is down. And so the most like shocking thing was like the bathroom etiquette.
We
you know
talk about that all the time.
you're just like, oh, okay, so this very normal to not just go to the bathroom to use the restroom, to
Yeah.
just stand there and to use cups and such like that. But then I think the most entertaining was, I had a child, he had a chin rest. I don't know if you've seen
Oh
these,
yeah.
the plastic, and he
Yeah.
just sat there, and you're teaching a floating head. And it's very hard to speak when your chin is resting on something, and so then you're like, no, you gotta sit up so we can talk.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mine
so
just had a full meal. Like in my class this morning, she's like has like three orange slices. I'm like, we can't talk like this. I'm like, take a breath. We'll
right,
finish the
right.
bite. I mean, home life, car life, they take classes in their cars.
Yes, taxis, all of it, restaurants.
Yeah.
And they
Lots of
just, you can tell that there's just so much stacked onto their schedule that they're just squeezing it all in.
I had class on the beach the other day. That was fun. It was a birthday party.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah.
Hard to like stay focused at a birthday party.
I even wrote that. I'm like, she did so well with the beach and the fireworks around her. Like, I would not. I would have been like, oh, pretty.
Mhm.
All right. So, what inspired you to write Mojo Joins the Army? Let me show it again. Mm, so cute.
So my inspiration was my husband. He
Mhm.
when he joined the military, he was doing it out of this place of wanting just kind of a careers change. And
Hmm.
so he'd originally gotten an associate's degree in tool making, metal work and stuff
Cool.
like that. And so he was doing that when we got married. And then he's like, I kind of want to switch. I just want to change paths, but I don't want to have to go get a 4-year degree to do it.
Right.
And so he's like, let me join the Army. And the Army actually had quite a large bonus on his position
Okay.
because it translated much better financially civilian side.
Hmm.
That people were coming in for one contract, they were getting all the certificates and then going and getting the civilian job.
Yep.
And so, yes, exactly, right. And so it just really was the right path for him. And so his tenacity as he worked through getting that degree, like the certifications and completing that training, because his training was from basic until he graduated, his other training was 11 months. It was very long for the Army. That's really a long time.
Yeah.
And he really excelled in that. And so when I saw Mojo see him for the first time after basic training, because basic training is 10 weeks,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is such a great book. Mojo should join the Army. Like this,
Yeah.
and so I pilled around with the idea from that moment. I actually have it on video of Mojo running up to him at training. I think you can find that on my author page.
Oh,
Um,
good.
and so that just kind of where the idea sparked, and then from there, life happens. We have 3 kids now,
Right.
Army, so we were moving all the time, and so it just kind of like was this idea back there, and I kept pushing it to the back. And then finally, when we got to Japan, we arrived in Japan May of 2021. I was like, I have got to find an illustrator now. Like this has to
Yeah.
get done. I'm free because I'm in Japan. There's really not much else that I can do. And so that's really what sparked it, is just
Oh,
his tenacity to persevere through that career.
I miss Japan. We were there 7 years. Send me
So
back.
pretty. Yes, 2.5. So were you in mainland or were you all in Okinawa?
We were in 2 places in mainland.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we love mainland. We actually, because of COVID, we had to quarantine at
Oh,
Camp Sama, which I don't
okay.
know. Yes. So we were there for 10 or 14 days, like in a hotel. So we only got to see, the perimeter of our windows.
Oh,
But we really thought that we would have enjoyed being on Camp Zama because it
yeah.
was in the mainland and easier to travel to the different, climates
Mhm.
and stuff. But we did love Okinawa just because the beaches were so beautiful.
Yeah,
Can't
they
get clear
are
water
nice.
like that anywhere else.
Right? Let's see. I think you kind of mentioned how did your personal experience with your husband joining the military influence the story of the book? Um, so how do I put it into words without giving it away? Mojo
Um,
kind of follows his training.
yes, yes, it does. And so
It's so
we
cute.
do talk about that. I tried to match my husband's experience and keep the book a little bit whimsical,
Yeah,
and so there are, aspects of the dog doing things that dogs wouldn't naturally do in
yeah.
training, because I put him in boot camp with humans.
It is
Um,
so cute.
and so that just kind of added that, army dogs, which there are, do, bomb training and other
Yes.
tasks like that, but their training is very different than what Mojo does in the book. I put
It's
him
super
in,
cute.
the human soldier boot camp.
I did something to my screen that I have never seen before.
I
So
love
that's
that.
why
You
I'm
just
looking
push a
around.
button and then my kids have found things on here that I cannot duplicate.
I like have like 7 little squares like this.
Oh, I've done that. I don't
It's
know how to
okay.
fix it.
We're good. We'll work around it. My friends on this channel, they know I'm ADHD, so they're used to these little breaks in between for
Big
me.
time. Me too.
Uh,
I did not know until I hit my mid 20s and I was like, oh, this like explains my whole life.
oh yeah, they knew from when I was a kid. I needed sad and happy faces I was sent home with every day if I talked too much.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
But that's why we go into teaching, because we love to talk.
right?
Yes. And
I
so
still
it
don't
just
like frowny
translates
faces
right into
though.
that career. And then we have the same attention span as our students. And so we get to move on to the next test just as quickly as they
Exactly.
can.
So, what do you hope young children will take away from reading Mojo Joins the Army?
Yeah. So the main theme of the book is perseverance.
Hmm.
And just bringing forth that self-satisfaction of completing something that was hard.
Yeah.
Like owning that pride of, oh, that was really hard, but I did it.
Hmm.
And so that's the storyline, the main storyline of the book. There's also a secondary storyline of like
Hmm.
pet adoption is really good, right? And it can bring forth a lot of joy into your home. And then also sequences, because I ordered it, day one, day two. Um, there's some sequence building that you can also play off of from that.
Right. And I think that's good for the next question about helping, like, how can teachers effectively incorporate the book? Like she said, sequencing is in there,
Yes.
teaching perseverance. I mean, I think there's
Right. As you lead up to state testing and stuff like that, you can bring this book out. Look at this. Mojo did something super hard and
Mhm.
he did his best and he's really proud of it. And we can do that too with the state testing, something like that. It's really a good storyline and a good underlying message that could be brought into the classroom very easily.
Yeah, Mary said that's such an important message. It really is. And Mandy said, what a cute idea for a book. What are your best tips for publishing a children's book?
Yeah, so my best tips are, one, do not skimp on on your illustrator. So if you're writing a children's book with illustrations, do not choose the cheapest illustrator. Do your research. So and this is further down. We did have this question on here, but
Oh,
I ended up going through 3 illustrators before I found Jesslyn um, Sibold, who was able to actually, because I cannot draw for my life. I cannot.
I mean,
I'm not creative in that way. And so, but I had very particular pictures in my head that I wanted on paper. And so, how do you get somebody to take what's in your brain and put it on their paper? Really
right,
difficult. So my first illustrator I hired, I would say, hey, can we change this one thing? And I said like 3 or 4 times, and I couldn't get it changed. And I was like, I don't
right,
know if I want to publish something that's almost right.
right.
It's so close, but it's almost right. And then I went through Fiverr, and Fiverr does not allow you to do more than 2 alterations. And
Uh,
so the pictures were beautiful, but I said, hey, we correct this and this? And when it got corrected, it still wasn't quite right, but I had already used up my alterations. So I was like, oh, okay, so can't do that. So then actually in Japan, a woman had posted, and her profile picture was of her book. And I clicked on it and I was like, hey, who was your illustrator? And she used Jesslyn Sebold. And I was like, oh, okay. So the price difference was triple what I paid the other 2 people, but
mhm.
she hand drew every picture
Oh,
and I was able to get it down
yeah,
exactly how I wanted it on the page.
right. Oh, VIP kid teacher, mom, author. Love it.
Sorry, can you hear me screaming?
No.
Okay, good. The baby is stuck at the top of the stairs. The boys have opened the door. And so I was like,
Oh,
please help
I
her
said,
down.
I said VIP kid teacher, mom, author. That's what this channel's all about. You cannot like we have teachers and moms and I love it. Um so Mary, I think she told you how she found her illustrator. Mary wants
Yes,
to know,
and if
have you
you would like to talk to Jesslyn, I can give you her information. She's on Instagram. And then the other thing is pay someone to format your book for you. There's so many people that can do it, because I self-publish. So I published it myself via Ingram Sparks.
okay.
And you can also publish it through
They're fine.
Amazon. I know we're just a ball of fun over here.
It's fine. That's my
And
channel. Like I said, moms.
just casual,
We're
we're
good.
just doing all the
It
things.
is. It's casual. It's fun. That's what we're about here.
Yes. And so when I did that, I messed up the formatting. And so then I ordered 8 books and they were completely incorrect. And so I had to go say hello.
Hi.
This is Navy. She was born in Japan.
Oh,
Our little Okinawa baby.
so
And so the formatting was incorrect. And so then I had to go back and correct the formatting. And so it just took so much longer. If I just paid someone to format it for me, it would have been correct the first time.
right.
And then to keep in mind, your minimum pages is 19 pages with Ingram Sparks.
Oh.
So I was pushing it to get to that 19th page.
So what challenges did you face while writing a children's book, and how did you overcome them?
Well, one was my timing. I was just so busy, and it just kept getting pushed to the back burner.
Yeah.
With husbands and kids, we added 3 kids. We had Mojo, and then we added another dog named Cypress, and
Oh.
so we were challenged in that. But at the end of the day, you just have to sit down and get your words on paper, get your vision, out there, and then really just overcome the financial, burden of getting it started.
Oh, yeah.
Which really, if you don't go through 3 illustrators and you just pay the one, it's really, I think I would have put probably about $2,000 into the book total from the start. But other than that, just getting yourself, motivated to sit down and get it done, to start it and complete it. Because I can go through and find some of the little paper books that I had folded, printer paper, and drew out everything, my stick figure of Mojo, and trying to understand how I wanted the words to sit on the page and all of that.
Aw. Can you share any memorable feedback you received from children or teachers who have read Mojo Joins the Army?
Yeah, so the most common feedback that I've got is it's very cute.
It is.
Just a cute book. It's very simple. Goodness gracious. Are you trying to
Hello,
open
baby.
Oh,
A
baby.
book? Do you see that book?
And then I put a little Easter egg on some of the pages for the kids to search for, to keep it more interactive. So if you go through, you can find a little, I don't want to give it away, but there's a little page search. So there's a little extra fuzzy friend on every page.
Yes. I found the fuzzy friend.
Yes. And so just to add to that.
It's so cute. Yeah, I did find that fuzzy friend. I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss?
I know. I asked Jocelyn, I was like, she's written it. I was like, oh wait, can you go add like a frog or something to the pages? We've read several books that have those in there, and that's my kid's favorite, is just to go back and look through the pages to find them.
I will give you a hint. It is not a frog, so you need to read it.
It is not a frog.
And then come back and put it underneath the video, so I know that you saw it.
That you found it. Yes.
Teacher Kelly tag, hey, she said, saying hi real quick, at school right now, and we'll watch the rest later. Oh, Kelly, thanks for coming. Mary wants to know, how are you marketing the books so folks know about it? So you had, I think that was one of your questions, right? Or
yes,
I think you said
so. Marketing it has actually been a little bit more challenging. So right now, when you publish Mobo, that's Mobo. When you publish on Ingram Sparks, they open your book up to a database. And so then bookstores and wholesalers can come in and purchase the book directly from them. And so I've been using that to get the book out mostly. And then I do have a local author event happening in Spring Hill, Tennessee, this Saturday.
Oh, fun.
From 10 to 2, and that will be at Ghostlight Books in Spring Hill. And then I've been advertising it on Facebook and Amazon, and trying to get it into Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
But Barnes and Noble requires you, I'll use a different book, requires you to put your price in your QR code or in your code on the back, and I did not do that, and so they won't accept the book. So that's another little tidbit of information to know, that if you use a formatter, they can put that in your ISBN.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
And so then, because Barnes and Noble doesn't want to discount your book for you, they want it to be the price that they want everyone to pay. And so they require it to be listed in there. And when you go to Barnes and Noble, you will see every book you pick up has the price on the back of it. They don't want to have to go in and tag every single book with a price sticker. It should just be on the back. So that's one stipulation that I wasn't aware of when I started publishing. And so I'm on Amazon, and then I think I can be on Walmart.com as well through Ingram Sparks. But again, it takes time. So from the time that you publish to the time that it gets put on the database to the time that it gets picked up is a little bit of time. So I think right now Amazon's saying like September timeframe even
I think it told me I could have it shipped on May 21st.
Okay, so that's actually a little bit sooner than what it was before.
Yeah.
And so
Um,
that's wholesale book companies buying the book and then putting it in their store
right.
and then trying to beat my price a little bit.
I know. So I put a link.
Which is fine because what they're doing is when they buy it from Ingram Sparks, I get the wholesale price.
Okay.
So I still get my cut from that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting cut out of the deal. But for me to match them with all the Amazon fees, I would have to continue to lower the price.
Right. Let's see. Oh, I think I read that one. Yes, that's what we did with our books with Lightning Source.
Yes, I've heard of Lightning Source as well. I didn't research them quite the same.
Yeah, because
They're
she's
another publication company.
two. Mary, do you guys have two books now? Her son made one, but I mean, you could check that out another time. But her and her son made one when he was younger.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, she's read it on this channel for read read across America week, was it we did, or the world? Yeah, for a week we all read books on my channel, so that was fun.
That is fun.
As a new author, what advice do you have for other aspiring writers, particularly those interested in writing children's literature?
Yes. So again, just make sure that you pay good money for your illustrator.
Yeah.
And then just find somebody that can format the book for you so that you know that it's going to be right the first time you send it to publication. It saves you time. Time is money. And so
Right.
if you get everything done the first time around, it does help just get it out so that you can, get your return on your investment a little bit faster.
And I like this question. So I have my own thought on this one, but I want to know what you think. So, in what ways do you believe Mojo Joins the Army can contribute to children's understanding of military life and the experiences of military families?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I really think that it just sparks conversation. When my husband read this, he was like, "Oh yeah, Mojo's training was only 5 days, but mine was 10." And you can create the comparison of what Mojo does versus what dad actually did or mom actually did, in basic training and the pride of like showing your child your basic training award because Mojo's is very similar
Yeah.
and all the different things that kind of I made overlap just enough to create conversation about it. And I think that it's just whimsical enough that it lightens that air of, like this is such a serious topic. These kids are really experiencing a lot of difficulty. Dads, moms leave for very long periods of time often, and how can we incorporate them into that conversation? Like, oh, it was really hard on Mojo to be gone from his family for those days, and it was hard on dad and those things that you can bring into the conversation and really discuss with your kids.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Very age appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It brings it down to more of their level, right?
Yes.
When they're looking at it and you're talking about training. Well, what is training? Why is he always leaving for this training thing?
Right.
So, oh, I loved this story. And I hope you guys will all check it out. It is on Amazon. I do have a link below. So did you say it's better for them to click on your store or just go to Amazon as is?
Yeah, if they want it faster, what they can do is on Amazon, when you type in Mojo Joins the Army.
Should I show it?
You can.
All right, let's see. Share screen.
And this would be good because then I can see what other people see because I'm not sure.
Can you see it?
Yes. And then over on under the pre-order now button, other. Yeah, that's what new from other. Click that. I guess you have to click paperback.
Oh, okay. It was thinking, I think so.
Currently, there are no other sellers. So they keep removing mine from the page, which is understandable. If you click see more, does it show any more? Nope, only Amazon has it now.
So for now,
the other thing that they could do is they could go to my Facebook page and just message me and I can send it to them directly that way.
Okay. And is that where your author's page is?
Yes. And so it's Sydney Tucker and then -author is the best way to find that page. And then I'm also doing wholesale pricing. So if you order more than 10, it's a 40% discount.
Okay. So that would be great for reading groups. for teachers.
Yes, that might be helpful. And especially if you want to give it as a gift or something like that, then you have a little bit of a price break there. And so that would probably be the best way to do it. I don't know why Amazon's doing it as this pre-order thing and why they keep removing my page.
Right.
And there's not good customer service on the seller's end to be like, hey, what's happening and why can't people see this? And so they've even removed the other 3 stores that were selling the book that on there. So there was another wholesale company that had bought the book.
Yeah, when I went in there, it was like $80 or something at first, and I was like, "What?" And you had told me it's just a wholesaler.
Right. Yes, it was so expensive that first time, and I was like, "Where are they going to find the book to send it to you for $80?"
Yeah, they didn't even have the book yet, but.
And then the other issue that I was having is that I would send the link to my direct page, my business storefront on Amazon, and it would kick everybody to the Amazon storefront. And so I was like, oh, okay, Amazon.
Okay.
I got you all these games that you're playing.
Mary said she can't wait to check it out. Oh, I'm so excited for you. So
Wonderful.
super cool, guys. I hope you don't mind, Sydney, but I do have another author coming on. I'm going to try to keep having
Wonderful.
these children authors coming on. And the next one is, do you mind if I show it real quick?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. The next one, Melissa Birch, will be coming on.
Oh, so cute.
I know.
That illustrations, wonderful.
Yeah, so I didn't even know there was like another, it's not Read Across America, but it's what is it? National Book Week coming up? I think so. For National Book Week, it'd be great if you check out Mojo Joins the Army or come check out my next video with another author. I love to get books in children's hands. So
absolutely.
Check them out and check out Sydney's page. I think that's it. Is there anything else you wanted to let people know before
No, that's it. Thank you so much, Kasie. I really appreciate it. Thanks for letting Naves come hang out with us.
It was so nice to meet you. I'll see you later. She's
so funny. Everything is either a Mobo or a Niku because our cat is named Niku, which is Japanese for meat. And so
okay, Niku,
she categorizes every animal as a Niku or a Mobo.
Oh, cute. Aww.
Okay, can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us in the chat, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.